Sometimes men take matters into their own hands.
Sound check, part 1. 1, 2, 3, and say it like it really is. Do it like it really is. Say it like it really is. Do it like it really is.
Do you understand me?
On the block,
yes,
in studio, legendary comedian and writer, spoken word artist.
Both of them social activists, civil activists, all of those
Welcome
wonderful
to the
things.
show, gentlemen.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yes. Yes.
Legends, baby.
Say it like it really is.
Paul Mooney, you were instrumental in getting Pryor on NBC. As well as other things that concern Richard, and it was a monumental historical time.
I'd like to introduce some people that work on the show.
Richard allowed me to go out and find the talent. No one had to audition.
Tim Reeves, Marsha Warfield, Robin Williams,
Sandra Bernhard,
Detroit, John Witherspoon,
Paul Mooney.
Mr. Gregory, you're originally from St. Louis, in the Midwest. And Paul, you're originally from what, California area?
What difference is it, man? I'm from my mother. Who are you? Where are you from?
Why do you give me hell when we do
I'm
this?
not giving you hell.
You give me hell every time we do this.
I don't. I'm from my mother. Who are you from? He said, "Where are you from, Paul?" No,
you know what? I love this. I'm like a little kid. I'm like a little kid.
Like that movie, The Birds. Who are you?
Folks who come to the show tonight, what can they expect to see, hear, and enjoy? Mr. Gregory.
They will see history. You can walk in there with a bad knee and walk out, and you don't feel the pain.
Yeah.
You know, that's that type of drug he puts out there.
Is that the power of laughter, or the power of truth, or the power of both?
It's the power that he can sit there.
Yeah.
A lot of people laugh because they can't believe he's saying this. Huh?
Young lady, did he give you a ring yet? He didn't give you a ring? Get rid of that nigga. You've been with him a year and you don't have a ring? Who's that song? If you like it, put a ring on it. Who's that? What's her name? Who? Oh, I called her the wild horse. She wanted to kill me. Cause she's like a wild horse, isn't she? The way she dances. Bucks around like a wild horse. She can dance though, can't she?
I've seen some of his sets on television before when he very openly talks about white people and how they are.
This is what I want to ask white folks. Why are white people obsessed with wild animals? There's just something wrong with them, and don't mention a monkey. They are fascinated with monkeys. We don't give a damn about a monkey. You could be talking to a monkey and the white person come by in 5 minutes, they know all the monkey's business. The monkey's name is Dave, he's not from here. What? Tired of white folks trying to train wild animals. Train your kids, how about that? Train them. Train them. Sit, stay, leave the gun at home.
I see white people in the audience who laugh maybe nervously, but maybe they're seeing themselves for the first time.
That's why something is always getting white folks. They're always somewhere they don't belong. If the mountain lion is in your house, in your living room, kill it. It's where it's not supposed to be. But when it's up in the mountains where it belongs, being a mountain lion, don't be messing with it. The mountain lion was up in the mountains having a baby. The lady was jogging, the white lady. And that mountain lion said, "Oh no, bitch. You won't be around here in the morning. I'm gonna eat you." And they mad at the mountain lion. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. But if it's down at your house where it don't belong, kill it. I bet not catch no shit where it don't belong. Don't let me go to a movie theater and see a shark sitting next to me. I'm fucking that shark up. I bet not catch something where they ain't supposed to be.
It's called Meet the Blacks. Yeah. With Charlie Murphy, Mike Tyson.
Oh, he's funny.
Charlie, Paul, Yes. And then we're gonna start.
And you said February?
Yeah, it'll be out.
That's a movie?
Yeah, that's a movie. It'll be out in February.
Okay.
And then we're gonna start shooting a Richard Pryor story.
We're live at 105.9 Kiss with Mason and Coco in the morning. It is definitely a historical perspective when you talk, Paul, and you're also teaching. It's a class that you can come to that has humor injected in it. You're trying to give them something. What is it that you're trying to give them, regardless of how they accept it?
Truthism.
And what to expect when they get there to see you and Mr. Gregory.
Expect to laugh.
This is what I want to know. Something's wrong with Wesley. Why would Wesley leave Africa? Why would he leave Africa? He's safe in Africa. He's safe. Any tribe would accept him. Do you know how long it would take white folks to find Wesley in Africa? Are you Wesley? No. Are you Wesley? No. Are you? No. Wesley's so slow and stupid. He had to bring his butt to where'd he go? Was it Miami? Where'd he go when they caught him? It was Miami? Yeah, they got him during the day because he's a day walker.
I remember you. You want me to tell you about you, darling?
Yes, please, because maybe I have another person walking around looking just like me. Where do we meet?
No, please.
Where?
A little whisper.
Oh, you do that to get close to the ladies.
Because you're so beautiful.
Well, thank you. I so
you're absolutely gorgeous.
You just made my day.
But it's the truth. The camera loves you.
Thank you so much.
Camera adores you.
So you're in Detroit tonight, traveling though across the country.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So what have you enjoyed in connecting with people across the country?
The narcotics. No. But anyway. No, what I've enjoyed the people.
Okay.
Wonderful people.
I didn't find out Jesus was white. I found that out at home, not from the Klan.
Right.
All of that stuff they give us, huh? It's a game. My mother, she walked in here now. Whew, you think God just spit her out. That's how beautiful and peaceful and spiritual. But if you try to convince my mother Jesus Christ wasn't a Christian, she'd stomp you to death. Because her ignorance didn't permit her to know that Christianity never happened to 300 years after Jesus Christ was dead. She didn't know that King James was King of England. She just thought, oh, God did me. She didn't know King James was such a weird, strange homosexual. He hated women so bad he killed his mama. And his lover was Lord Buckingham, who Buckingham Palace is named after.
So we are all trapped.
We've always been, because we accepted it.
Why is America racial?
Well, I don't think we should tell them what they are. We don't have the proper credentials to tell them. We don't lynch them for fun. We don't go out and just lynch them because they're white. They lynched us because we're people of color. It's about ownership. They owned us. Yeah. Black is powerful, obviously.
Very.
I loved the performance I saw you in Bamboozled. Was that indicative of your life? You refused to compromise, and so you had to do what you had to do?
How did you end up here?
I got too much pride, too much dignity, integrity. I can't do that Hollywood stuff, man. I can't say that stuff they want me to say. Did you hear that audience tonight? They were with me. They were with me, laughing with me. They got me. I'm funny as hell, okay?
I think it was a reflection of Spike Lee. I think it was a reflection of him. I've always felt that. I think it helped a lot of black comics. I think that movie helped a lot of them because it had a lot of sides to it. Right. It was interesting.
What's different about this shoot and the last thing that I did with Paul Mooney is that this was an all-day shoot. Now, we began at 8 o'clock that morning at the radio station, and we had 2 interviews there. And then after that, we went to the TV station, and then we went out to eat. Then it was back at the hotel, relax a little bit, and then the actual show began around 7:30, 8 o'clock. And after the show, we came back to the hotel, stayed up in the lobby Paul Mooney and Dick Gregory was gracious enough to take pictures with everyone, and it was just an all-night affair, you know, and I just wish I could have got more on tape. This was shot with 4 different cameras, and I only ended up using 2 angles of the 4 cameras that I had set up. The Godfathers of comedy. They should call it the heavyweight champions of comedy, because they've been going at it for so many years, so strong, sold out tours all across the country, and they show no signs of slowing down. Paul Mooney, Dick Gregory.
What's coming up after this tour wraps up? Take a break or keep going?
No, I'm not going to take a break. I'll never take a break.
Okay.
That's when I live on stage. The stage is everything to me.
Why?
Because it's I get to be with my people. Mm-hmm. You know, I've opened and played at the biggest theater that you could think of, and I was never happier than when I was at the Apollo with my own. You know, and I mean that from my heart. I mean, I've just felt great.
These 2 men are going to evoke all of those sentiments that we may not want to address, but we need to raise and alter our level of consciousness.
So many people listen to you gentlemen, are inspired by you gentlemen, feel that they have been enlightened by you gentlemen, and yet you tell me that we're all essentially trapped.
Let me tell you, if you go to the dentist, don't they have to examine you first?
Yes.
Okay, that's all we do up there. We examine America.
Please, let me stop you right here. The breaks come, we got to pay some bills. I got to take a little bit of time out. We have the legendary Dick Gregory and Mr. Paul Mooney in the studio with us right now.
I like that he said Paul Mooney.
Exactly. AM 1200, 99.9 FM.
Love it.
Is that it?
Love it. Absolutely love it. So you have quite an entourage.
When you start,
You must remember, back then, the biggest laugh you ever had didn't come from a comic, come from friends and relatives. We were all had that.
Yes.
The difference of being a comic is timing. And you can't do that if you're not working.
I came back in from Europe last month, CNN. Mr. Gregory, you think we'll ever catch Bin Laden? I say, we. I ain't looking for him. I'm still trying to find out who my daddy is.